Major developments out of Yemen today. U.S. forces conducting airstrikes for the second straight night. And Pentagon officials say that intelligence gathered in that January raid, the one that claimed the life of Navy SEAL Ryan Owens, is, quote, potentially actionable. Officials say Navy SEALs recovered vital information regarding a who's connected to who within the al-Qaeda network. Joining me now to discuss, Captain Chuck Nash. Captain Nash, apparently they recovered a laptop, 10 cell phones, a thumb drive, documents, a couple bags of material, and they're going through all of it right now. I mean, someone even said that it's almost as good as Abbottabad. Of course, that was in 2011 when we captured Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, and it took a long time to go through that data, but evidently, Charles, as you point out, there was about a terabyte worth of data that was collected, and it's at the National Media Exploitation Center right now, which is just not that far from where I'm sitting in Washington. And they're going to go through that, but it looks like they've already got some actionable intelligence because we are actively pursuing leads because some of these guys that we've already found out are in the West, not in the United States, but could be a threat in Europe. So they're running these guys down, and in that information were not only targets which have recently been struck that you pointed out in your lead-in, but also they found out where some safe sites were. So this is all going to be very interesting, and we're just probably now at the tip of the iceberg of exploiting that data.
Captain Nash, of course, a lot of questions revolve around the raid itself, how well it was organized, and apparently something went wrong. The Osprey, I think that was sent to help to evacuate them, had a crash landing, and they had to go alternative routes. I mean, is it fair to criticize this course of action, this raid in of itself, just because some things didn't go correctly?
Absolutely not. You know, this is combat, and the enemy gets a vote. And these operations are literally deep in country, the behind enemy lines kind of thing, and done at extreme risk. And you can plan as much as you can plan, and that plan will hold together until first contact with the enemy. Then things change. And that's why these guys, these are tier 1 guys, which means they're the best of the best. So when they're in something like this and it turns into a 1-hour firefight, I can tell you they weren't planning on a 1-hour firefight. So they got themselves out. Unfortunately, 3 were wounded, and as we know, Ryan Owen was killed. And that is, it's a doggone shame that we lose a guy as great as that. But, you know, at the same time, he signed up to do that job. You get invited to join that particular tier 1 unit, right. And you strive very hard to get there. So he was doing what he wanted to do. He was serving the country, and we all owe him the deepest respect.
Absolutely, without a doubt. We hadn't heard about al-Qaeda in a long time, and Yemen keeps rearing its ugly head as well. Is this a new course of action now with respect to the overall fight on terror?
I think al-Qaeda's always been there, Charles. You know, remember, they were kind of the lead organization in this whole mess. So ISIS kind of stole the headlines from them with the caliphate and all of that. So al-Qaeda has been trying to get their brand back, get their mojo back. And this group in Yemen has always been the worst of al-Qaeda, well, new al-Qaeda, because of their bomb-making capability, and they were involved in the Charlie Hebdo thing, too.
They're learning, too, now that there is a new sheriff in town.